So yesterday we wrapped up doing distance formula, the length of an entire line. Today we are going to do midpoint formula, where we find the middle between 2 points. We did look at midpoint last week, but it was of a segment, and we looked at what that would be if we used algebra to solve for a missing length or for the whole length. Today, though, we are going to be given two different coordinates, so two different points on a line, and see if we can find the coordinate for the middle of those two lines. So our formula for that is MP, or midpoint, is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So you add both your x's and divide by 2. And then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So you add both your y's and divide by 2. And that is the whole formula. Not too bad. So let's do an example. Find the midpoint of GH given point G is at 7, -5, and H is at 9, -1. Well, we know we have midpoint is equal to parentheses. This is going to be a little wonky doing the divided by just because we're on the computers, but we will make do with what we have. So first off, though, our first portion we're going to look at is the x's. So we are basically adding this time. Yesterday we subtracted. Now we are adding our two x values. So it's 7 plus 9. And then that whole thing is divided by 2. So we're going to just do our line piece again. So if we click on line and then just draw a little line to divide. And then oh man, this is going to be really wonky. You can enter and then just hit tab or space over underneath it and put 2. And then click back up by the 9. So that's x. 7 plus 9, we divided by 2. And then we'll go and do the y's. So comma our y. Adding our two y's together, we have -5 plus -1. And again, we can go do our line, draw a line in. And this time I can just click next to the 2 and keep tabbing or spacing over and divide by another -2. Oh, and I forgot to close my parentheses. So for our x's, 7 plus 9 divided by 2, -5 plus a -1 divided by 2. So if you forget in your calculator, you can do this really simply. So we are doing 7 plus 9 divided by 2. 7 plus 9. And now in the calculator, what you're going to have to do is put that top half in the parentheses. Otherwise, it won't know you want to divide all of it by 2. Because see, if I just did 7 plus 9 and then hit divide by 2, it gives you a completely different answer. So make sure you put 7 plus 9 in parentheses and then divide that by 2 so you get the correct answer. So you're basically taking the average, right, of this point. So we know that our x is, what was it, 8 we said? 16? Yeah. And then -5 plus -1 divided by 2. So parentheses, -5 plus -1. And we're going to divide all of that by 2 to give me -3. And we put a comma because that separates our two answers. So our x is 8 and our y is -3. Now if we do the same thing here for number 5, find the midpoint of our line segment AB, given that A is at -7, 4, and B is at 3, -4. So start the same way. MP is equal to, we first add our x's, so -7 plus 3. And then we draw our line and divide by 2. I'm probably going to have to stop and come back. We'll stop there and then finish up with the y's.